Listen, I'm not saying that this is what's happening. I'm saying that this is what sounds like it's happening. From the moves that he's making with these tariffs, it seems like Donald Trump had a plan to bankrupt the USA. And the reason why I say this is, you know how he came in his second term talking about crypto? I just read an article where the dollar is losing its standing, where countries are starting not to believe that the U.S. will be doing right by the U.S. dollar, so they are selling off their treasuries. This is between the UK, Canada, China. People who hold the most tremendous debt here in the U.S. are selling off of their U.S. treasuries. Not saying that every country is doing this right now, but it is a card that they are thinking about playing. If they decide to come together and actually sell off their treasuries, this can literally collapse our economic system in one stand. And if he keeps pushing these tariffs, that's exactly what's going to happen. What people are thinking is going to happen if that happens is that people are going to not only switch to their own currency, but people will be going to Bitcoin. Now, I thought that was kind of ironic simply because Trump is coming up all of a sudden promoting Bitcoin. Now, you know how he was super against it his first term. Now, all of a sudden, this is a big thing for him. Not to mention that he's also enriching himself. I think he just got caught trying to promote something or push something on Truth Social that he was trying to sell to the American people. But people know that if this was anybody else of color, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, anybody in that office, that this would not go down. Shit, even Joe Biden, this wouldn't go down. Now, you're talking about corruption. This is corruption at its highest level, and you don't need an expert to see it. The American people are not stupid. We know what you're doing with our money. We know that you're shutting down the most needy programs that people need because you're trying to, quote unquote, get away waste. No, you're not trying to get rid of waste. You're trying to dismantle the system so people no longer believe in it, so you can declare yourself a king and have complete control over our finances and what we get and what we don't get, what we invest in and what we don't invest in, who stays there and who doesn't. That's point blank period punctuation. In America, y'all did this. Y'all birthed this man. Y'all allowed him to go through your legal system and break the law the way that you did, because you know you wouldn't have allowed a black man to do it. But because this man was white and he had money and he had privilege, and he basically resurrected his base, who also aligned with that type of ideology, who aligned with white supremacist views, who aligned with inequality, who aligned with segregation, who aligned with hate. Y'all gave him a platform. Every news station here in America should have shut down even following this man, even putting his quotes in your journalism, even giving him the clout that he was so desperately trying to grab. Why was y'all continuing to cover this man while Joe Biden was in office for 4 whole years, while he sat there and spewed nonsense and misinformation? Y'all did this. Y'all birthed this man into what he is right now. Y'all enabled him to take over y'all goddamn country. This is the problem that we have with America. We have an unequal justice system that only favors the rich and looks down on the poor, the people who are not even a threat to this goddamn country. Yet we have to fund this nonsense. First it was us. First it was slavery who funded the system. Now they're using immigrants to fund the system because they can't no longer use us, because we're dying out and shrinking here. But at the end of the day, they still need labor. So where is it going to come from? Now they're talking about switching to automation, robots. See, y'all think that they're going to bring jobs back to America so that we can occupy those goddamn seats. No, this is for automation. This is where we're moving to, technology. These CEOs no longer want to pay for labor, okay? So where does that leave us, you ask? Good question. That's something that you got to ask the Trump administration. But see, y'all not answering those questions because y'all don't want to put him in a hot seat. Y'all too busy acting like Shaq, hugging up on him, trying to kiss the ring, so that you can get a little kickback, a little money in your pocket, while you sell out America and its people. So y'all go ahead. Y'all quote MAGA again. Make America great again in his cult. Go ahead. Keep doing it. Watch this dollar completely collapse and we'll be looking like a third world fucking country. Listen, I'm not saying that this is what's happening. I'm saying that this is what sounds
built on military force.
Billionaire Republican donor and on-again, off-again Trump supporter Ken Griffin, the CEO of Citadel, the hedge fund group, recently said during a Semaphore World Economic Summit that Donald Trump has caused so much damage to what he calls the American brand that it could take a lifetime to fix this damage. Now, before I read you his words exactly, let me point out that this was said before Trump's 100th day in office. In fact, it was said a week before. So on Trump's 93rd day in office, right, 3-month mark essentially, Ken Griffin, who has supported Republicans for years with millions and millions of dollars, 93 days in, he says the damage will take a lifetime to undo. That is quite a statement.
America is finished.
Most Americans actually now say that Trump is a dangerous dictator who needs to be stopped, according to a new poll. With a poll coming from the nonpartisan Public Religion Research Institute that found that, quote, most Americans view Trump in dictatorial terms, and most Americans are concerned that American democracy is on the line. Right, and this comes as the Trump administration has arrested a judge, warning other judges that they're coming for them, and now the White House won't rule out arresting Supreme Court justices. This also as Trump appears to still be ignoring an order from the Supreme Court, as Kilmar Abrego Garcia still hasn't been brought home. Trump also signed an executive order having the DOJ investigate Act Blue to find evidence of any kind of crime so they can dismantle Democratic fundraising. But notably, while 52% of America thinks Trump is a dangerous dictator, a concerning 81% of Republicans believe that Trump should be given the power he needs to restore America's greatness. We're also seeing that Trump's approval rating is now 39%, which is a record-breaking worst for a president only 100 days in. I mean, he beat his own record from 2017. And on top of that, 45% of Americans gave him an F for his first 100 days. But for now, follow to stay in the loop. Most Americans
Purposely trying to put the U.S.
He wants to crash the dollar.
What? He wants to crash the
He wants to
dollar.
crash the dollar. America has historically been in the difficult position that because it is the currency of choice, people buy dollars and they store dollars. So people sell stuff to America rather than buying stuff from America so they can get dollars into their own country. He wants to reduce the power of the dollar so that people stop doing that. And so because the dollar is weaker, people buy more stuff from America because it's cheaper. I know that. And this is an economic revolution. He's done it in a very Trumpy way. But there is a thought process behind it. My suspicion is that because of this correction is so deep and so dramatic, he may well not only have upended the experiment, but might damage public confidence in Republican economics for a generation. We'll see. But these are the reasons why, to actually answer the question, I don't believe he will reverse. He's expecting the revenue. This is what he thinks is going to happen and wants to happen. And the long-term goal is that in 2-4 years' time, factories are opening and people are saying, well, that wasn't so bad after all. He wants to crash the dollar.